Hi everybody, I'm Zach. I like movies, and it is time for my final entry in my Letterboxd Criterion challenge for 2024. Sorry if my voice sounds kind of faint. I'm still like roughing it through this cold, but yeah, this cough is really taking a beating on me. But I'm here, I'm enduring it, and it's pretty fitting given today's video, given today's movie. And this is for prompt number 52, which was to watch any Criterion film on your watch list, and I picked a good one. Picked a really strong note to end off on. It is a movie from 2004 that comes to us out of Hong Kong, from one of the great masters of Hong Kong cinema that I think is a little less known, or at the very least not quite as appreciated in the West. And that is Throwdown. This comes to us from Johnnie To. Now, Johnnie To is a director who I think I actually have reviewed his work before. Right around the start of this thing, I talked about his kind of pulpy action kind of comedy, starring three of the greatest Hong Kong actresses of all time. It was the Heroic Trio, and Johnny was kind of, as I understand it, Johnny, he tended to kind of lean towards more. His films like were commercial works. They're very like easily digestible, be it his like sort of his comedies or his romantic melodramas. But he's had a lot of more success in like the festival circuits, in stretches of time, after Throwdown, where he had these great string of like crime dramas like Election, and I think knowing little about knowing little about who Johnnie To was kind of did grant me so much more appreciation for what he was like aiming for with this film, because this is not only like a very personal film for him and a very like his favorite movie that he's ever made. It's also it is also an admitted appreciation film that he made as an ode to the master Akira Kurosawa. This is effectively his own ode to his love letter to Kurosawa, and like taking many lessons from Kurosawa's first feature called Sanshiro Sugata, which I haven't seen yet, but I know that is focused on the sport of judo. Excuse me. And judo is really the star of this film. This gorgeous and beautiful film that not only is about the healing power of friendship, but also the healing power of righteously throwing a dude over your shoulder to the ground, getting back up. Because Throwdown is really much about this leans into the philosophy of judo, of just getting up when you get knocked down, of enduring and constant self-improvement. And it focuses on these three sort of disparate characters. You have one that's a sort of a disgraced a former judo champion, who's now kind of a drunken nightclub owner who's like scheming and gambling his way to to make enough money to pay off his debts. There's a singer who kind of tries to who gets in a circle, and she really aspires for stardom, but you kind of know that she's not really destined to reach that goal. And there's another guy who's a real martial arts enthusiast. Like basically every time he gets a chance to see him, he's like, he wants a fight. Like when we first introduced to him, we meet him like challenging the doorman, this guy who's like 6'3", 320 pounds, and he just sort of bets, all right, $100, I can throw you to the ground with one move, and he does. And it's sort of like, oh, and the movements of the judo, the way that they're captured in this film, it's breathtaking every time it happens. And what's so strong about this about how this movie is shot is that so many stretches many stretches of this film are done without dialogue, and there's not really any expository work either. Like, we understand that Bo, the disgraced judo champion, we don't really know what happened, but we understand that he has fallen, and his worldview has become clouded. It's shrouded by this like constant sense of self-pitying and self-defeatist. He seems very fatalist, even when he like tries to gamble, even as he's like scheming and gambling to get the money. Even when he like has enough, he feels like he doesn't deserve better for himself, which is sort of like wonderfully offset by this sort of like two friends these two people that he kind of becomes friends with, where he kind of gets them wrapped up in his schemes, which like involves like snatching some money off of this like crazy, this kind of funny but also intimidating, like he's like some kind of mafia boss or something. This movie is a little hard to classify in terms of like genre, because like there's elements here of To's action films, but with like how gorgeous the movie is, with like its bright neon, with like its cool moody neon colors. Sometimes like they're like you'll have characters just like caked in this like lovely red or these like cool blue tones. The nighttime shots are honestly some of the best I've seen this side of like a movie shot by Robbie Mueller. There's this scene that like breaks where a fight breaks out, and they move it outside, and the outside there's like this almost like light from heaven in this big circle where the main action takes place, and it's just beautiful. It's like not natural, but it's sort of that melodramatic aspect to the filmmaking, where like we're heightening the emotion of the fights and heightening the emotions of the characters, and you do see sorry, jeez, like I said, this is taking a beating, but there is sort of these contrasting of world philosophies, because the main is like the young fighter who's like very eager to fight. He's always striving for self-improvement, always striving to be better than who he is, and it does that. And he sort of explains himself by saying that he always wants to fight because he has a hereditary eye disease, and that he knows he's going blind soon, and it's sort of like knowing that he only has so much time before he can't see anymore, and he wants to like keep striving to better himself. And it's the relationship between these three characters, a aspiring starlet who kind of we kind of know isn't really destined for greatness, and this fighter who is always trying to like better himself, and it's the pull of these two that sort of brings Bo out of his slump. And the way, in the moments when you really see him finally break free of whatever weight is on his shoulders, is beautiful. And there's shot in these and again, like I said, there's many moments in this, many stretches in this film that are like told in these just stretches of no dialogue, beautiful, breathtaking scenery, beautiful. Some of the best use of slow motion this side of like classic John Woo, which one of his contemporaries, and actually, it sort of like shows these moments of like beautiful like visual serenity, and this Criterion actually comes with a full one of these nice fold out essays, and it has look at this. This is I'm kind of spoiling one of the best moments of the movie, but it's a wonderful moment of like just running down running down this gorgeous night street. Like, money is billowing into the wind, and you kind of, and the music, my God, the music is just gorgeous, and you just feel alive. It's a moment where you really feel a connection, a real sense of like you feel like you're being lifted up again, and there another moment later comes by when Bo finally does answer, finally stop refusing the call, and fights the young fighter whose name's escaping me. My head's kind of foggy. And when they do, it's like this. It's great. The fight choreography is fantastic. Like, I don't know much about. I've done a little bit of judo myself, at least in terms of, like, I had like a week's worth of like beginner classes. But like the grapple work is wonderful. Like, that's the satisfaction of, like, every time they just slam down on the mat and like roll over and back up again is marvelous. And I think it is. I think that is kind of. It is very It's very satisfying, not just in terms of like the physicality, but the spirituality too. There is you do feel how it feels to, like, get knocked down and get back up again. And I have been getting knocked down quite a lot this year, especially recently, with life events sort of just kicking me in the teeth, as well as my teeth kicking me. But I think it's that. I think To's lessons of endurance and self-improvement, and really the merit of struggle, kind of really spoke to me. And not just struggling, but like struggling with other people, with friends, with companions. No one gets better by them. No one just gets better by themselves. Oftentimes they just need help. And I think even if it's something as like trying to get out of a personal slump, or something as simple as getting a balloon out of a tree, which is another like no dialogue moment in this film that's just perfect. It's a moment that, like, context be damned, it's so wonderful. I loved this movie. I'm so glad I got this. I'm so glad I saw this. And I'm really glad that I did this whole challenge. I feel really satisfied with the whole thing. And I think going forward, I'll just strive to be better. I think that's the best thing I can choose to do right now, just being better than better than the person I was yesterday. And however way I do that, who's to say? But I think this did really do wonders for me. I think if you like I think taking a lesson to heart is some of the best things you can learn from movies. It's sort of why movies exist, so like you can like feel more alive. And I always feel alive watching movies, and I think that has to be it for me right now. My voice is giving out. I need to go lie down. I need to take care of myself. And I hope you take care of yourselves too. Because if you don't, you won't be able to watch movies. Like Throwdown. Again, Throwdown. Fantastic movie. Can't recommend that enough. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Great movie about the power of friendship and just righteously throwing a dude over your shoulder. And that will be it for me. I will have more plans for next. I'll be putting on some more plans for next year. I have some more kind of a list of things I want to do for this channel. Just like stuff to talk, or just like, more goals for the next year to talk about. But that can wait. I have to go late again. I have to like take care of this cold. It's been a trying 2 days. But that'll be it for me. I'm Zach. I like movies. I have a lot more movies to watch, and I will be watching a whole lot of them in the next year, and I hope you do too. And I will see you all in 2025.